And I do. There was no trace of conceit in the Camerlegno's voice, only gratitude. I worked under the bishop's tutelage for many years. He eventually became a cardinal. Still, he never forgot me. He is the father I remember. A beam of a flashlight caught the Camerlegno's face, and Vittoria sensed a loneliness in his eyes. The group arrived beneath a towering pillar, and their lights converged on an opening in the floor. Vittoria looked down at the staircase descending into the void and suddenly wanted to turn back. The guards were already helping the Camerlegno onto the stairs. They helped her next. What became of him? She asked, descending, trying to keep her voice steady. The cardinal who took you in? He left the College of Cardinals for another position. Vittoria was surprised. And then, I'm sorry to say, he passed on. La mia condoleanze, Vittoria said. Recently? The Camerlegno turned, shadows accentuating the pain on his face. Exactly 15 days ago. We are going to see him right now. 84. The dark lights glowed hot inside the archival vault. This vault was much smaller than the previous one Langdon had been in. Less air. Less time. He wished he'd asked Olivetti to turn on the recirculating fans. Langdon quickly located the section of assets containing the ledgers cataloging Bellardi. The section was impossible to miss. It occupied almost 8 full stacks. The Catholic Church owned millions of individual pieces worldwide. Langdon scanned the shelves searching for Gian Lorenzo Bernini. He began his search about midway down the first stack, at about the spot he thought the B's would begin. After a moment of panic fearing the ledger was missing, he realized, to his greater dismay, that the ledgers were not arranged alphabetically. Why am I not surprised? It was not until Langdon circled back to the beginning of the collection and climbed a rolling ladder to the top shelf that he understood the vault's organization. Perched precariously on the upper stacks he found the fattest ledgers of all those belonging to the masters of the Renaissance: Michelangelo, Raphael, Da Vinci, Botticelli. Langdon now realized, appropriate to a vault called Vatican Assets, the ledgers were arranged by the overall monetary value of each artist's collection. Sandwiched between Raphael and Michelangelo, Langdon found the ledger marked Bernini. It was over 5 inches thick. Already short of breath and struggling with the cumbersome volume, Langdon descended the ladder. Then, like a kid with a comic book, he spread himself out on the floor and opened the cover. The book was cloth-bound and very solid. The ledger was handwritten in Italian. Each page catalogued a single work, including a short description, date, location, cost of materials, and sometimes a rough sketch of the piece. Langdon fanned through the pages. Over 800 in all. Bernini had been a busy man. As a young student of art, Langdon had wondered how single artists could create so much work in their lifetimes. Later he learned, much to his disappointment, that famous artists actually created very little of their own work. They ran studios where they trained young artists to carry out their designs. Sculptors like Bernini created miniatures in clay and hired others to enlarge them into marble. Langdon knew that if Bernini had been required to personally complete all of his commissions, he would still be working today. Index, he said aloud, trying to ward off the mental cobwebs. He flipped to the back of the book, intending to look under the letter F for titles containing the word Fuoco fire, but the F's were not together. Langdon swore under his breath. What the hell do these people have against alphabetizing? The entries had apparently been logged chronologically, one by one, as Bernini created each new work. Everything was listed by date. No help at all. As Langdon stared at the list, another disheartening thought occurred to him. The title of the sculpture he was looking for might not even contain the word fire. The previous two works, Habakkuk and the Angel in West Pennente, had not contained specific references to earth or air. He spent a minute or two flipping randomly through the ledger in hopes that an illustration might jump out at him. Nothing did,